How Long Gone? Coming to you live from New York City. Jason, it's a gloomy Sunday here. It feels somewhat appropriate. What's going on with you?
Appropriate for what?
I don't know. I feel like
the ills of the world.
No, I'm not. I'm not one of those fucking nerds. It's more like yesterday there was
Just get into it.
I forget about this because I don't participate and never have. But St. Patrick's Day is kind of like a SantaCon type moment in New York. You know what I mean?
Too many white people in New York. That's the problem.
Too many white people going to bars wearing green. It was you could see it on the streets, and I think the rain came to kind of wash that filth away. Is what I'm trying to say. Kind of get that stench off the streets and move on into
that has a real kind of genocide energy to it, which I like on a my Sunday morning.
If genocide will stop St. Patrick's Day bar crawls, then I guess I'm for it. I didn't realize that until now. So
I would say that the devolution of St. Patrick's Day in our lifetime, it went from being very similar to like Easter and all these other holidays. Obviously, when you have kids, it's different with Easter because you get to do
you get to dress up like a bunny.
Easter egg hunt. But like St. Patrick's Day used to be something that I remember looking forward to as a young person.
But for the green eggs and ham, or for other reasons?
We didn't get it off school, right? But it was
no, I don't think so. But is there? There's no gifts involved. And it seems to be the only thing that people do is drink. Mm-hmm. Which, if you're a child, I would hope that's not what you're doing.
I think it was just like an activity or a prompt. It was like, today we wear green, and that's something different.
Sure,
you know what I mean.
And that's true.
As long as it's something different.
And that is true. And sometimes all you need is different. And unless you're me, who wants everything to stay the exact same. But it was a tough navigating the streets yesterday. But
we don't really have St. Patrick's Day in L.A.
No, it's amazing. It's very northeast. It's very like I would be scared to be in Boston right now. Obviously, I'm always scared to be in Boston, but especially right now. But yeah, I'm happy that it's over, and I think the rain is washing it away.
I mean, it is truly not over, as it hasn't even happened yet. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, but you know what it is. You
already know. Yeah, when St. Patrick's Day falls on a Monday, all of our sort of career drinkers you're met with a crossroads.
No, all the guys. All the consultants at Accenture that just moved here 2 years ago and look good still, they're gonna have their Monday is gonna be tough because they're gonna keep it going today. Mm-hmm. They're gonna keep it going. They're gonna keep it going, and then maybe even Monday night they might have to have some green beers.
Monday morning they're gonna have to show up to work at their work from home. They're gonna have to pop a Addy Ray and get after it.
Oh yeah,
and we're just gonna have to power through. And then of course at night, a little green Bud Light goes down, like Shane Gillis and Post Malone style.
Oh, just two guys drinking beers out of a cooler. What's better than that, really?
They're like dads. Remember when dads dressed like that?
It's so crazy, like jean shorts and stuff. It's so fucking crazy.
Before you were all alive.
So crazy.
Remember that?
How's it going for you?
It's going all right. I mean, the rain has finally stopped. We're getting a little bit of sun. Unfortunately, that was washed away with the new Playboi Carti album. But there is a little silver lining on the cloud. My Sporty and Rich sex packet did arrive in the mail. Technically Carolyn's, not mine. But
so you're saying that right
one of the
now,
benefits of being married is you get to share the mouth lube.
Okay, so your mouth. Are you saying that did you lube up before you press record?
No, actually,
Entertainer Secret style.
Give me 10 seconds. I'll go find it and give it a squirt. Hold on.
I'd rather you not, but I guess I don't have much of a choice.
Okay, sorry, I have no idea where it is. I can't find it.
Wow. Okay, well, we've given her enough free promo for her sex brand. I've had enough.
Yeah, we have, but I was curious. I wanted to do a live on air.
Yeah, it's like
test,
Zen.
Throat test.
What are the flavors? How do they operate? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming there's a mango.
There's mango. There's cantaloupe. There's watermelon. All the favorite gok flavors.
Cantaloupe.
They got one that's just called blue. It don't matter.
That is my favorite. What's your favorite Starburst? Yellow. I don't know.
I wish.
Really know
wouldn't
the
it be cool if Apple did that with their colors instead of saying, giving all the colors like a special pretentious sounding name.
If it wasn't if it wasn't space gray, it was just regular gray.
Just say that one's white, that one's blue. Next.
That is nice. I know, but there's somebody that's paid a lot of money at all giant corporations to come up with those color names. It's a enviable job.
Which feels like one of those jobs that everyone thinks that they would be able to excel at. Because it does not sound very hard to do. It seems like a little bit of luck and whatever, something that you just can't teach. But I think the unfortunate part with all those jobs nowadays is that it's a contest of whoever is better at showing the strategy of how you arrived at this decision, regardless of how good or bad the name is. And the people that it's something that I've been thinking about lately of just strategy in general. And how I truly hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly fake. I mean, it's also like if I'm the guy at Nike running who's like, oh, we ain't calling that shit yellow or fluorescent. We're calling it Volt. That shit hits. That's a good name. That's a good idea. That works. I shouldn't have to back that up. I shouldn't have to back that up.
And there's a lot of great things that just happen. You know, I was using the analogy of like a magician. Like only a bad magician has to show how the trick works. A good magician never tells you how they did the trick. And I feel like a good marketing, branding person, advertising person or whatever, you should, if you're that good, you should just be able to Don Draper it and go like, boom, here it is. Versus like, well, we ran the report and our team.
Unfortunately, we live in a database society now, and that's kind of how it all works. But I agree with you. I think I think both cases have merit depending on what we're talking about. Yeah. But I agree. If something's that good and everybody agrees it's that good, let's just keep it moving. I completely agree. If it does need some explaining,
but the problem is if you're saying here's how I arrived on this decision. With this 37-page PDF report of how, literally exactly how I arrived on it. It's like going into Le Bernardin and saying like, hey, how do you make that dish with the one with the caviar and the blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, if I told you that, then nobody would come to my restaurant. It's the same kind of vibe.
I see your point, but you're wrong. I see your point, but I think it's also like you have to. When there's a lot of money involved, people want to feel safe about their decision. That's really what it comes down to. It's like I feel I like this, and that's my initial gut reaction. But for me to give you X amount of money, then I'm going to need to see more because there's always somebody's boss that needs to see more. I don't think that's necessarily good, but there's always a boss that needs to see more.
Yeah,
and whether they look at it or not,
in the same way that we feel safe, like, hey, I live in the Pacific Palisades. If I'm gonna sell you this house, you're gonna have to prove that you have fire insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing, and no one does. So it's crazy how these agencies continue to operate. It's absolutely twisted. I found this new guy on Instagram that I'm really liking. Have you seen this guy before?
I have, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
It's called...
There's a new guy every day with you, Chris.
It's a guy named Ashton Hall, and he's an entrepreneur, and his profile
Ashton Hall is a place where I'm going to go watch a high school women's basketball
game. It does
game.
feel like high school women's. So he's an entrepreneur.
Ashton Hall, 3:15, mandatory attendance.
He's an entrepreneur, and his profile is for his glory with praying hands emoji, and then a trophy. I help people build their personal brands and online platforms. DM me strategy. He's got 8.3 million followers.
More strategy.
But what he does, all of his videos, basically there's a woman's hand off camera handing him stuff the whole time while he gets ready for his day. So he starts shirtless with a bowl of ice in front of him, and then a woman hands him a Saratoga bottled water. And he pours the Saratoga bottled water into the ice, and then he has 2 lemons that she hands him. He squeezes those, and then he dips his face in it. And then he kind of goes on about his day, but there's always a woman handing him something off camera and taking his chain off for him. But then his activity is his staff, who are clearly his cousins that have guns. They literally show them putting guns in their waistband. Get into a G-Wagon.
Okay, I'm liking this a lot more.
They get into a G-Wagon. He puts on like a weighted vest and all of his running gear because he's ripped. And he goes out and he just sprints as fast as he can, and they film him hanging out the back of the G-Wagon. And that's what happens every time. Like it's literally what happens. This is what happens every time with very little variance. And I don't understand. I really want to know what this guy is selling. Like I almost want to pay him so I know what it is because it's fascinating to me.
Do you think it's possible that Ashton is not a real person?
No. I think Ashton's a real person.
Like it's a Lil Michaela, big Michaela in this bitch.
I think Lil Ashton, that's the thing. I think he wants to seem like a robot, but he's not. Like I think he would love to be. I think that is the level of perfection that he's striving for. You know what I'm saying? Is like the smoothed edges of fake. But I think that it's sadly a Hustlenomics Miami resident that really exists. And I gotta meet him.
Okay, he seems Jesus coded though, right?
I mean, they're all Jesus coded. All these influencers got like low key Jesus.
Okay, I'm watching a video. 10 things real men don't do: tear women down,
fair,
cheat,
fair,
run from bills, watch porn.
Come on now, we gotta run from bills. We gotta run.
Hook up. Neglect your hygiene, lose their temper, Chris. Neglect their children, envy his friends. And lastly, live a life without Jesus. Oh, he snuck God in there, didn't he?
I mean, I think that those are all, I would say half of those are fair. I think that no hooking up is crazy. So do you think Ashton is
gay? Yes.
Well, he's definitely gay. But I mean, do you think he's a virgin because he's waiting for marriage? Is he that Christian?
No. I think that he has probably cheated on potentially dozens and dozens of people. And then this is his repentance.
Okay, so he's turned over a new leaf, but he's making it his new leaf is his brand as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever see a person on the internet taking potentially multiple days to film, edit, do voiceover, closed caption, lighting, et cetera, to show a video about why cheating is bad, I would bet my life that person is a cheater. And has done it before and may do it again. It's just what you do.
I would bet my life that he's gay. I think now that I hadn't thought of that until now, but it is. He also has a big part of his videos is also him getting a manicure and pedicure, and he's always you never hear him talk. You only hear him say like thank you to the people handing him. Like he never goes to I've never seen a video where he goes to camera and is like preaching. You only hear him say thank you to his staff.
Well, I think this is an interesting character because since it's all fake, he's just straight up creating he's a human Lil Michaela, I would say, or Big Michaela. Because I'm watching a video of him running and he has like this little kind of leather daddy technical harness on his chest that has the blacked out American flag on it, and the top comment: "What does bro do for a living?" 78,000 likes on the comment.
78,000 likes. So what does bro?
The video has 6,400,000 likes. And it says what does bro do for a living? And the top response is running.
Yeah, I mean, look.
But the whole beauty of it is nobody knows what this person does.
No, and as long as he's not running from bills, he's not breaking his own rules. You know what I mean? I don't see a problem with that. Let this man cook.
This is fascinating because it really is a social experiment, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it feels as fake as Lil Michaela. It feels as fake as a computer-generated
definitely
content creator.
Occasionally he'll go to like a Salt Bay style restaurant and consume, a shitload of protein.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only. But the other thing is that there's never anyone else in the video except him or his staff. So it's like he's at this restaurant where they're bringing him bottles with sparklers, and you just see him sitting at the table alone.
Okay,
which seems like. That seems a little, maybe you're not spending your money wisely if that's the life you're living.
Seems a little psychotic. I mean, it seems like when Drake rents out a club by himself.
That's what I mean. It's like, bro, that's not stunting. Having friends is cooler than sitting in a club alone.
Well, I think what this guy does, he's a human pyramid scheme, and I think he preys on people who are like, hey, I don't know what to do with my life. I have, serotonin depletion. I have no interest in attending school or learning anything. I do like to work out at Crunch, and I do like to eat only beef and bananas. I like to mix the bananas up with the ground beef, and I think I should become an online
Beef and
fitness
bananas
coach.
are my favorite. Beef and bananas are my favorite Timberlands. Actually, I got those in. I got those in a
They
few
got the
colors.
beef and banana
actually.
butters on. Ooh. And they clean too. The bananas are ripe. So I think he gets people who are like, I want to live this guy's life.
Of course.
I think that I can become an online fitness coach. I love to film myself doing mountain climbers. And this guy apparently has a Rolls Royce Phantom from doing that. So I will give this guy $800 and he'll send me an online course. And then if I sign my friends up for it, then I can get a piece of that action as well. And this is how I become an entrepreneur kind of thing. I think in 3 to 4 years, this guy will be arrested by, it'll be like a Waco, Texas type of scenario.
Yeah, he's
ATF raids. He's going to be in the jacuzzi naked full of Saratoga Springs.
Oh, there's also my favorite one, and then we can move on. I'm sorry, but my favorite one is
we're never moving on from this motherfucker.
you see him doing his usual face thing, and it's instead of Saratoga, it's Mountain Valley. And then the Mountain Valley, he accidentally knocks it off the table and it breaks. And it's a lesson saying that you can't switch up the routine. Like you got it. Literally, that's literally. He's like, you can't switch up the routine. It's got to be Saratoga only. And I think that's a sort of a metaphor for life is what he's trying to.
Consistency. Yeah, the same. And Diddy's like, it has to be Johnson & Johnson baby oil only.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing else feels the same.
Yeah.
When Drewski's belly flopping... nothing else gets that same zing
oh my god
as the Johnson & Johnson. J&J, say what you want about the vax, but those guys can make an oil.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're. I think of Johnson & Johnson as oil and powder. Vax, I don't even. I forgot about that a long time ago. Oil and powder.
It'd be cool to meet somebody at a hotel bar in South Carolina. What do you do? I'm mostly in oils and powders.
I operate in a few spaces.
Okay.
Operate in a few spaces, but oil and I mean some powders, I guess if I have to.
I'm going to diversify into glitter. I think soon. There's a big hole in the market there.
I was talking to a new friend.
Also, really quick, as soon as we turn this podcast recording off, I am going to go plunge my face into an ice bath of water today. That's all this has done. I think that's the real answer to this question. Is this guy is getting paid by Saratoga. He has click through.
It's very honestly,
Saratoga.
it's very possible. Or maybe Big Ice. Maybe he's being paid by ice. I mean, it's like kale became popular because they they spent a lot of money to advertise kale. And I think ice, I mean, look, especially in Europe, ice isn't even part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? They're missing out on thousands of markets.
Yeah, people so this guy is the bacon to Ice's Brussels sprout.
Exactly.
Everyone, as soon as they were like, oh, if you eat Brussels sprouts with bacon, it's pretty delicious. Brussels sprout sales through the roof. It's on every menu. This guy, he's moving a lot of Saratoga, moving a lot more toga than I am.
No, a lot more toga. And I also, the toga allegiance does feel paid for. He's got like cases of it in the back of his G-Wagon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm interested to uncover what he's doing here. I hope somebody has details. Hopefully someone listening to this podcast knows him personally.
We're going to get some DMs for sure.
Hopefully somebody knows him personally.
Yeah, I was looking up Saratoga water stock, but I don't think it's a publicly traded company, unfortunately.
That's too bad. We could have given out some free insider trading.
I was hoping to figure out Saratoga's market cap, but no dice. I want to talk about Gwen Stefani being a conservative Republican now.
I mean, I think we knew that. I sent Kareem the picture I saw going around of that was from Subway Takes, where you can see his face in the corner of it, which is pretty great.
Wait, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the picture, there was like a picture there was I kept seeing this post go around about her being a Republican, and it was 2 slides, and one was a picture of her now, and then one was all the text, and the picture was from Subway Takes.
Got it.
Where she
so
looks,
he's getting some collateral damage there.
I mean, she looks like a melting Barbie from Montana in the picture. It's not that. I mean, look, the subway lights don't do anybody any favors. But yeah, so are you surprised? I know this is tough for you.
So potentially Kareem is the first brown person she's stood next to in years, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if she can, she would avoid that.
So I mean, I guess the obvious explanation is you could take the girl out of Orange County, but you can't take the OC out of the girl. It comes for all of us OC-ites, right?
Yes, I think there's truth to that, but I also think it's the combination of sort of understanding that world because of where you were raised, and then you meet this man who's into that too, and it's just very easy to slip into it because you're familiar with it already.
So you're blaming it on her man.
I think Blake Shelton has more to do with this than Orange County, but Orange County is the base. Orange County is the Shintaro before a night out.
Okay, so Orange County is the baking soda, and Blake Shelton is the vinegar.
Yes,
Yes, Blake Shelton is the Mentos to the Coca-Cola.
Yes, exactly.
Mix them together, bing bang.
Exactly. I because I think that like I always joke about how when I become a cool pastor, I'll be rich. It's because I know the language already. It would be very easy to slip into that.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I mean, if you grow up in a world like that, you're very familiar with it. You rebel against it, and then finally, you meet a rich country singer and get married, and you just turn it around.
I'm going to blame whatever record label No Doubt had to deal with when they forced the horn section out of No Doubt once they blew up and said, you guys cannot make this ska roots and reggae music anymore. These 2 guys dancing around are weighing you down. We got to cut them out, and we need to get you in the studio with more of a Pharrell, perhaps.
Yeah, that is. She's still mad about that. And I think that could have caused some problems.
This is her acting out.
I also think she just lives. I think we're living in a red line post Yellowstone Trump America where like she's probably been like this for years, but now it's seeping out a little bit. She's a little more out and proud about it because there's less to lose.
Yeah,
and No Doubt is No Doubt together.
I think kind of semi. They played
if
at that
get
fire relief thingy, and they sounded awful. I mean, the band sounded good, but she sounded really bad. And I'm not saying that just to be cunty, but I also think that I guess more so it's a shame when you see somebody who's like this independent, free thinking person who is mixing all these cultural sounds and I guess when she sort of was going Harajuku.
Oh, you mean when she was a Harajuku girl?
Harajuku was a tell.
Remember when she said, didn't she say like, I really believed I was one? Wasn't there some crazy quote where she was like,
yeah. Like it's like Harajuku psychosis.
Yeah, I was like, dude, no, you're not.
My favorite Locust album. But I think that, just to have somebody like that, this beam of light that's making all these people happy and giving them this gift of music, and your music changed my life, Gwen, blah blah blah. And then even somebody like that will turn 37 and say like, oh, I don't want to listen to Op Ivy and The Clash and Bob Marley and whatever anymore. I think that whatever is on the country music radio is good enough for me, and I don't want to watch cool movies anymore. I want to watch a cooking show.
Don't bring Rachel Ray into this. Don't bring Rachel Ray into this.
Not even Rachel Ray. I want to,
my favorite
more
nugget.
like a country kitchen. I'm more in the days of Rachel Ray, or I miss those days. So now it's just like my hungry white boys have been working on the fake farm all day, and I'm going to make them some 5-alarm mac and cheese bites.
I think she's probably been this way for a long time, is my guess. And I also think that
she was born this way.
Well, I also think she was never actually. I think some of the stuff that you're saying, which was part of her public persona, was kind of thrust upon her. I don't know if that's really who she. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like, yeah, when you're 22, you're a little more idealistic and you're probably a little cooler. But like, It's not like she was outspoken. You know what I mean? It's not like she talked about anything. She was just like hot and in a band that sounded like that.
I guess speaking of Born This Way, instead this should be a gratitude exercise for having our blonde millionaire pop stars damaged and ruined so much to have a to have a Lady Gaga out there with a real head on her shoulders, seemingly a healthy relationship with how she interacts with the world. Triple threat musically and actingly and comedically and all that. So we should be giving those people a lot more credit.
Well, that's the thing. I think the difference here is that Gaga is a true freak in her DNA, and Gwen Stefani is not.
True,
and that is why it feels so authentic when it comes from Gaga, and it doesn't. And this turn for Gwen Stefani doesn't feel that crazy.
Yeah, we got to exterminate the non-freaks from the arts and entertainment.
Did you listen to speaking of true freaks, did you listen to the Chappell Roan song?
No. Is there a new Chappell Roan song?
Yeah, but it's like a country, like a real country, like Beyonce wishes, like honky tonk. Oh. It's not good. It's not good. But it's crazy actually. I guess it's crazy from that genre. I guess how easy it is to it like sounds good. It sounds real. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it has all the bells and whistles, but I can't believe we're at the point now where country is so popular that like someone like this is doing it. And I'm sure she wants to. I'm sure it's not like her hand was forced or anything. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy. It is not good.
I'm looking at the lyrics. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I'm trying to see if there's anything good in here.
I just don't know if that's gonna. I don't know who that's for. Like, do you think her fans want? Like, who wants that? I guess is my question.
We've talked about it ever since we started this podcast. Of like, when is the pink cowboy hat bachelorette party aesthetic going to die? Surely it can't keep going, and
it does.
I think it's going to be one of those things that is just forever here to stay. I think there's going to be a store like that at the mall. Like a Hot Topic version of that.
Definitely.
Potentially forever. It's one of those trends that there's a sucker born every day kind of thing, and you can just always say like, hey, this is what you should be doing right now. You should learn how to line dance.
It's also our culture. For better or worse. It's like American culture is what that feels like to a lot of people. So it's easy to kind of call back to it at any point.
We gotta preserve our cultural and musical roots.
I mean, the idea
because it's going to be taken away by Questlove and the Roots.
Well, I mean, I would honestly, and this is fucked up for me to say, I would rather go see the Roots than go line dance in Altadena with lesbians. That's dead ass. I don't love saying that.
I would rather be line dancing with a bunch of fat 47-year-old dudes wearing 555 Soul.
I would rather, I would. No, I'm saying I would rather hear the Roots.
No, I was describing a Roots concert. Fat 47-year-old wearing 555 Soul line dancing.
I'm sorry. You see how I could get those two things confused. You see how that could be. You know what I mean? That could be confusing.
Yeah, hanging out with I'd rather be at a Roots concert with a bunch of people who keep their wallet, keys, and phone all in the front pouch of their hoodie pocket instead of anywhere in their pants, bringing it down. But it's here to stay.
I keep everything.
And I think Casey Musgraves needs more credit.
I think Casey Musgraves would get more credit if she had any good songs after the first album. I think Casey Musgraves should be like the biggest star in the world if she could have continued that trajectory.
Bitch need a song.
She didn't. And I think that's the other thing. What's really interesting about someone like that is instead of leaning into her countryism, she would like do something more pop leaning, and that wouldn't work. You know what I mean? Whereas Chappell Roan's doing the opposite.
Well, Chappell can do whatever. And I guess friend of the show and ex-guest Dan Nigro is the real architect. He's the alchemist of
him.
Whatever this
Dan
is.
Nigro and Justin Tranter are making her look great no matter what she does. So I guess it's,
shout out to Tranter. Next time I see you, drinks on you, okay?
Drinks are always on you, bro. Drinks are always, if you have one song with Justin Bieber, drinks are always on you. That's kind of my rule.
Justin, let's get Bieber on the phone. We need him on Zoom.
Do you think
from one Justin to another, let's get him on the pod.
Do you think Justin Bieber's ever used Zoom?
Hell no.
I don't think so either.
I see him. I see the one situation where he may do a Zoom instead was when
Talking to his
he
lawyer?
just can't be arsed to go to the Make-A-Wish thing at the at the hospital. So he's like, "Can we do this remote?"
I agree with you. That's definitely a possibility, but I think that would technically be on FaceTime. I'm talking Zoom specific because I feel like guys like that use FaceTime only to talk to their boys about how big their pants can get.
Right. He's doing business deals over like Snapchat.
Yeah, he doesn't. But Zoom, unless someone set it up for him and he just had to walk in the room and sit down and like talk at computer, I don't think
computer has me on it.
I don't. Wait, why am I on computer? I think that is
everything computer.
I think that's
everything computer. It's great.
I think that's more likely than him. I don't think he's ever like downloaded the Zoom application on his laptop.
Which is all to say why he's won at life and we have not.
Yeah, Bieber's the GOAT, and I heard
he said, "I don't build the house, I just live in them."
Someone
have fun with your little nails.
Someone I talked to said they had heard the McGee Bieber demos and it ain't good. So I'm a little.
It is a demo.
I'm a little concerned about Bieber's future if he doesn't link up with Skrillex and Diplo. Ooh. The only people that can save him are Skrillex and Diplo.
I was very early to say that McGee sounds just like Justin Bieber. So I'm glad that somebody at Big Dijon was listening to me and put them all together. Somebody over at what's Bieber's clothing brand called again?
Drew House.
Somebody over at Drew House. Is Drew House still pumping out?
That's a great question. I think Drew House might be on pause because he's also launching a footwear brand, from what I've heard. I haven't seen any prototypes or anything.
I'm gonna see what Drew House is on. Damn, Drew House hoodie on the Real. It's on sale from $80 down to $64.
I will see Drew. I mean, Drew House is one of your favorite brands because it pairs well with the SpongeBob pajama pants type look. I feel like that's part of it.
Damn, we got Drew House at home. There's some awful Drew House clothes. God damn it.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
Crazy.
Of course there is. I mean,
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, look at the logo.
I kind of like it.
No, see the logo. That logo is bad enough for me to never click once.
Just the words, like the typeface, logo design, word mark, whatever you want to call it. It was reminiscent of early Birdhouse Skateboards logo.
Yes, but Birdhouse Skateboards is attached to something cool, and
that's not really.
I mean, at the time, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess so. It was cool
at the time, for sure.
I guess speaking of other celebrity disappointments, let's talk about Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah,
still fucking on that robot.
It goes back to my statement on all things like this. Like, why are you so surprised, fashion community? Why are you? Because she was on the cover of Perfect magazine, and she's laying down. I think it's Steven Meisel shot her with the Tesla robot, which she's been photographed with before because she obviously has some sort of deal, to promote the robot. And independent magazines have to stay afloat. Hopefully, the robot cut a check.
2 questions: how much money was paid to Perfect magazine to have that on the cover, and who cut the check?
I don't know how much money. I don't think it would be.
I'm asking you to speculate. I mean, whether you know or not, I know that you can't actually say. If you did know,
no, I don't know. I don't know.
Ballpark, what, 100,000?
Yeah, nothing. It's not that crazy, is what I'm saying. It's not like
I know that magazines do this, and I've heard numbers thrown out, and it's obviously on a scale based on who the person is and what's going on. So if it's like a semi-ish cool person and they want to buy the cover, you can get it done for 40, I'm sure. But when you see the richest man in the world's company wanting to do it, then we'll add some commas, hopefully, right? If Millie Bobby Brown wants to buy it, it's 40. If Elon wants to buy it, maybe it's 200. Who knows?
I mean, the brand would pay for it. Like the brand would pay for an ambassador. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we're Loewe,
it's a Coach special.
Loewe, for example, yeah, they would maybe pay, for the Daniel Craig cover.
But I'm saying is Kim paying this? Is the Kardashian holding company? Is Elon paying it? Is a third party holding group?
There's a third party agency of some kind, is what I would guess. Is what I would guess, and because then that gives everybody some plausible deniability. But I think that I'm stunned that people are so surprised. And now it's gotten to the point where people are posting like alternatives to Skims on Instagram, to like boycott. I'm like, dude, it's Kim Kardashian. Like she's going to do whatever. Her whole thing is making money. That's all she cares about. Why are we surprised?
How do you think Kim feels right now? And hope. I mean, it'd be cool if that when whatever 3 years when they air the Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode where she's dealing with the Daily Beast backlash from getting cozy with Tesla robot. Is she just like fucking? I hate my life that I contractually have to do this. Like, do you? Because people are saying like, oh, she signed this deal, 2 years ago, and it got pushed, and blah blah blah, and she would never have agreed to do this if it happened current day, and then she knew what was going to be going on with Elon. Do you think there's any truth to that, or do you think she's just a bag chaser and was like, fuck it, I like looking shiny in photos and I need new content, I really don't give a fuck?
I think both. I think 100% both. I think she definitely did the deal before Elon went full insane. I also think she's a bag chaser. So I think she's at home. I mean, I think she's more worried about the Kanye Diddy Northwest song that came out is probably kind of concerning her a little more than this. But the backlash is interesting because usually with fashion, you can kind of get away with whatever. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if Melania will be on the cover of Vogue, but like that is something people speculate about all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's over the line, that's too far, but it's also like, well, she's the first lady of the United States. That's a pretty common thing for Vogue to do.
Right.
In the history of magazines.
There's always going to be people who like and dislike our people in office, and that's just what you do.
I'm sure there were people that were, canceling their subscriptions after Jill Biden graced the cover, but they've that's just.
And there's
what
some
it is.
Red Scare listeners who are like, I'm going to subscribe to Vogue now that they have Melania on the cover showing this iconic queen.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking about Kim K, Kanye that you just mentioned, and Elon, that is a dark triangle of a relationship right there, isn't it?
Very dark.
Because
dark.
Kanye fucked her life up and ruined it, gave her some cool kids that are now going to turn into God knows what. And then Elon is paying for all of it now, but she already had $1 billion.
I don't know, man. It really comes back down to me that what people expect from celebrities. And I'm just like, why? They've told you who they are over and over. Why do you refuse to listen? Like, why do you refuse to listen?
Because we want that. Because if they don't get better with time, then I won't get better with time, and that I can't face that fact.
I guess. I mean, I guess there must be some truth
but also,
that.
if you're somebody like Elon Musk, who is a truly awful and evil person who has somehow become the richest person alive on planet Earth. It's like when you get to a certain level of status and money, you start doing crazy things just because you can, just because you can get away with it. Just look at Diddy. He can no longer enjoy his life making millions of dollars, drinking champagne and getting his dick sucked by models. He needs to pay, fat actors to, throw a guy down the stairs, and that's how he gets off, or whatever it is. Like you have to see how far you can push it. Big game hunting. I gotta kill an albino tiger, last one alive. Just shit like that. He's like, I'm going to control Kim Kardashian with my money.
Yeah.
For sport, because it's the only thing that my broken micro penis.
There's definitely a little bit of that going on for sure. I mean, also, I don't know if you saw that Tiger Woods is dating Don Jr.'s ex-chick, and Don Jr.'s ex-chick daughter is like a crazy golfer. Like she's like a 17-year-old like hottie golfer who's like gonna be pro. Do you think Don Jr.'s ex-wife is letting Tiger hit so that her daughter can get free lessons? Do you think that's is that out of the realm of possibility?
A mama has to do what a mama has to do, baby. Okay.
I mean, Tiger Woods is obviously a Republican. You know what I mean?
I would say that if you're coming, because you look at what Tiger has done in the last few years, he's turned into a career alcoholic. You only know
he's honestly. I want to say something real quick. He's one of our best alcoholics. Tiger Woods is one of our best alcoholics.
Him and John Daly, golfers make great,
amazing,
lifelong
the best alcoholics.
Substance abuse.
You can be fat, you can be rich, you can drive drunk because it's in a Genesis. Who cares if you wreck it? You know what I mean? It doesn't. Nothing.
It's
matters.
like the Germans with cars. They just make them better than us. I don't know what to tell you. It's just what you do.
Golfers and maybe like 70s writers are the best alcoholics we've ever had. But I
don't sleep on Japanese business people.
Of course, and I apologize for that. That was bad of me to overlook. But I just want to,
no, it's okay.
I want to point out that Tiger Woods is one of our not only our greatest athletes, if you want to call golfers athletes, but he's also one of our greatest alcoholics. And let's not forget that. And stickman.
That's true.
There's a waitress ain't safe if Tiger's in town.
Yeah, he's going to get what he came to Fuddruckers for.
Exactly. He's like, yeah, I'm going to have a burger, but I'm going to have something else after.
All the time in the world, Missy. He starts rattling that pill bottle.
Have you been to a Fuddruckers?
I can wait you out, Mom. I can wait you out. I have been to a Fuddruckers, yeah.
Nice.
In Burbank. Not a great day. One of those, go see a movie at 11 and get stoned and go to Fuddruckers as a bit kind of thing.
I didn't know there were Fuddruckers on the West Coast. Actually, that's good to know.
Few and far between. Not too many of them. Much like a steak and shake. There's only a couple, but I would say that if you used to date Don Jr., a battered, bloated, in and out of jail, the only photos of him that you know of in your mind are mugshots and not Nike ads at this point. That is like dating Pedro Pascal compared to coming off of Donnie Jr. It's like...
No, it is. It really is.
Antonio Banderas. It's just the total package. Like, sign me up. This is my man. I love him so much. Does he teach my 17-year-old phenom golfer the secret of making that chip shot off of the fourth green with winds out of the South by Southwest? Yes. Is he going to crash his Infinity into my garage? Yes. Will he pay for it? Yes.
Exactly.
It's not a big deal.
We're leveling out all the way around here. Yeah, I think this is great for everybody because Tiger, he likes hot blonde. Tiger's ex-wife is also extremely hot. Like he did it's like very, very hot, and he likes snow bunnies.
Yeah.
And I think I'm glad that he's consistent. Much like unlike his 7-iron, this is super consistent.
I mean, we've seen the David Attenborough films on BBC, wild documentaries about the animal kingdom. Tiger gonna catch that bunny.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, Tiger.
One thing you're going to see, Tiger going to catch that bunny.
Tiger's a fur trapper when it comes to these snow bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
He's got pelts.
Yeah, that's just, it's in the DNA.
He's got pelts, bro. He's got pelts. Go to Tiger's garage. Oh, it looks like a furrier in there. Oh, my goodness. He's got pelts.
Yeah, you look at his Amex, it's just different furs and different Plan Bs from all over Arizona.
He's like, yeah. Look, I left a bottle of Plan B in the women's bathroom at the Waffle House on Route 97. But
should say T Woods on there. T Woods, nothing at all. Okay.
Oh no, but the Chili's. No, yeah. I mean that's really it's really something. It's honestly amazing. Tiger Woods' life is amazing. Like I think he's really was. I think his dad is truly awful and like ruined him, but also made him an incredible athlete. And then he just had to unravel. He was too wound up. I get it.
I mean,
he was too wound up.
It's happened to every great athlete has a dad that destroyed their brain to become the best.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, the best.
That's why I'm not the best at anything. My dad's a pretty nice, normal guy.
Never become the best at anything.
Good advice.
Never become the best at anything.
Good how long gone advice.
We've given that advice before. Because the only way to become the best at something is to destroy your life in the process. And I don't love putting the ball in the hole that much.
No, not that much. Did you listen? Were you able to listen to the Playboi Carti teen anthem album?
Yes.
Man.
My thoughts are it would be such a good, exciting, awesome record if Carti was not on it.
Because the beats are good.
Yeah, the beats are good. The beats are fun. The beats are exciting. I saw friends of the show, Jock Green and Trevor, Skeet, saying like this album has inspired me to start making hip hop beats for the first time in years and years. Because
who produced these songs?
There's like 80 producer credits on that record.
Okay, but is it like unheard of homeboys, or is it like
both?
Kanye West. Okay, it's a little bit of everything. But thank God no DJ Mustard.
We don't know that for sure.
Yeah, but it's got to be.
I'm looking right now. It's mostly people that are unknowns, but
that's cool.
Slow Burns, Filthy, Travis Scott. Okay, that's good. Twizco, Cardo.
Oh, Twiz. Okay,
Sort
of course.
with 2 S's. We have Metro Boomin, Cash Cobain, Mike Dean. So some
Thank
names.
God. If Mike Dean's not
Kanye West.
on it, I wonder who produced the song that Kendrick shit all over. That's the real. I can't, because people were saying that was produced by Kanye.
There's a song with Kendrick called "Good Credit," and that says Cardo is the producer.
Okay, Cardo. That's Cardo. Cardo got wings.
Right, Cardo got wings. But there's a song, track 10, "Backdoor," featuring Kendrick and Barefoot Shouty Jhené Aiko, and the producer credits on that are OG Volta,
Of course.
Kanye West, Twizco, Keanu Beats, Nagra, just the word Niagara, but with no I, and then Darius Rameshni.
Is that the Dream? Oh no, the Dream had a different.
No.
Okay, so you're telling me
I want to know who Keanu Beats is.
That's a sick name. That's a very cool producer name.
I'm looking at it right now. Wow. Songwriting partners: Taylor Swift, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce, and more. Okay, good job, Keanu Beats.
He knew getting it in.
He looks like he pays for sex, but
well,
I guess he's really in the.
At least he's got the money to pay fairly for it.
Ain't tricking if you got it.
So
Keanu Beats.
I'm more shocked that Jhené Aiko is on this. That's the biggest thing that I'm surprised by, actually. After all of the words you just said, who's calling Jhené Aiko?
I mean, Cardi may have a history with her. Head game could be the dumbest. We don't know for sure.
Don't do that to Big Sean. Don't do that.
But also, there's 30 tracks on here, so there's enough room for a lot of.
We
people.
can let it rock. Yeah, that's true.
But I would say, listening to the beats, it is like, it's sort of like for the people who are into like Drain Gang type of like irreverent, bizarre trap beats like that, whereas just shit is just nonsensical. There's a little PC music going on. It's a full throbbing gristle style, like pull your dick out to the crowd. It's just like, fuck it. There's no rules anymore. So that part is really exciting. And Cardi doesn't know how to speak, and he's just like a little like 3-year-old that just makes like little merp sounds, but he's been doing it long enough to where he's created his own form of like communication. It's transcended a style or a language or slang, and he's like when he's like gone nonverbal, but he didn't give up.
What?
He's like, you're never gonna talk again, Cardi, and he's like,
yeah, he's no, it's true. I mean, he really has figured it out. I mean, I've gotten a few texts about it from people being like, what is this? Like, why? What, I didn't know this was so big. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you're over the age of 23.
Yeah, I mean, most people will say that, and there you have to really factor in the old-headedness of like, oh, you have to remember this, Playboi Carti, Travis Scott, all this shit. Like, this is music where the core demographic are 13-year-old dudes wearing Supreme Box logo hoodies. It is for people who have not had sex yet. It is for people who may have not hit puberty yet, and they just don't know what to do with all their zoomies. So that's what it's for. So you cannot listen to it in earnest over the age of 30. You can listen to it in a cool, ironic, artistic way, the way I do it.
Oh, the way I do it? That's totally fine. The way you're doing it, that is disgusting and wrong.
Yeah, I would say, most, like 90% of the lyrics are ad-libs. It's just him saying "shia."
Mm-hmm.
But there are actual lyrics that people say on the album, and some of them might be good. So I'm looked up Genius, and on Genius it'll like highlight the key lyrical moments from the song. Like, this is the sweet spot, lyrically speaking. This song is called "Cocaine Nose," which is a good song.
Damn, great name.
The first one. The first highlight lyric is the word Shia, Chyeah, just simply that.
Huh.
And then Gucci snakes hold up with slime on the plane, stay with a hood rat, yeah, Shia, 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 Shia. So that was the first key lyric. That was the first home run. Stay with the hood rat, yeah, and then 4 Shias.
I wonder how I wonder how Playboy feels about Demna going to Gucci. That's kind of where my head goes.
He's spiraling right now.
He's having a tough time. He's more of a Rick guy.
Okay, there's another alert. There's two more. Sorry. Her man, Johnny Dang, in Houston, sipping drank.
That's a good one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sorry.
Just because Johnny Dang lives in Houston doesn't mean that's a good lyric.
That's true. No, that's true. It's just factual. It's not good. It's just kind of matter of fact. I will never listen to this again. I listened to 30 seconds of Kendrick Lamar because I dislike it so much. I wanted to hear him do his silly little voice on this music, and he did
You've only hate listened to it. But like Future's on it, Thug's on it. I skipped The Weeknd, Dollar Sign on it. He's got a lot of features.
Yeah, no, of course. But I mean, anybody will answer his call. He's the biggest, it's like the biggest thing that people don't know about in the world.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Chappelle episode where he plays Prince. Do you remember that? And then
of course,
like Carti feels like when you listen to it, I just imagine Carti wearing his like whatever crazy outfit, his big giant pants and his Balenci's and his tummy top and his whatever bunny ears Twitch streamer hat or something. And I imagine one of his larger security guards carrying him around from place to place. Kind of like, and you see like how Chappelle's arms and legs would kind of go slack once they're in the comforting arms of their security guard. I really don't picture Carti exerting, I don't think he's walked up a staircase.
Oh, definitely
in a
not.
few
No,
years.
you know
what I mean?
His Rick platforms don't allow that to begin with. But yes, that's true.
But I would say he is more brat than brat. He is the official brat. He is a 3-year-old rich child who does not want to listen to anybody, is not going to do their chores, and is really going to do whatever they want.
That's true. And I'm all for that. I think that's cool. I think his level of fame is amazing. I think it's all very cool and interesting, and he has like face piercings and weird shit. But the music is really tough to listen to. But I think that it's like a known thing that if you're over the age of 25, it's not for you, and that's okay. Yeah. It seems like that's like a more universally accepted about him than any other artist in history.
Very much, or I would say like very often, you'll hear about something, a movie, TV show, album, whatever, and then you'll be, oh, it's not for you. And then you're like, well, what do you mean? Like everyone likes it. Like why is it not for me? I don't get it. But with Carti, they're like, it's not for you, and everyone's like, got it, okay.
All right, cool. Moving on. All right, great. So let's listen to Bonnie Bear again. Yeah, whatever. I'm good. That it's true though. It's true. It's really funny. It's really funny.
We were talking about fellow podcaster and content creator Meghan Markle last week. Friend of the show Stephen Phillips Horst had a tweet about her announcing her new podcast. She got a $20 million Spotify, or she got a $20 million dollar deal with Lemonada to do a podcast called Confessions of a Female Founder.
Unbelievable.
I'm assuming they're not going to confess anything cool. They're going to more.
What did she find? What did she found? She founded a fucking husband? Like, what is she founded?
You don't have to find anything to interview these inspiring women who
she's gonna be. Okay, great. Okay.
Who I guess I'll never be.
Yeah, she's gonna talk to. I mean, I know who she's gonna talk to. It's exactly who it's gonna be. It's the same people that always do this shit. The girl boss lady. Maybe somebody from Reformation.
Well, I would say that maybe it makes sense from a business standpoint for the good people at Lemonada to throw $20 million after, because she had a deal with Spotify that was like beyond a disaster. Her television show is only being hate watched and to be screen captured to write vulture stories about.
Hey, look, numbers are numbers.
It's true.
Numbers are numbers.
It's very true. But so you would think that why would anyone want to invest $20 million into a very fragile media space right now for somebody who has not proven themselves to be a value? And I think it's because the specific female founder angle, there are enough female founders out there who are willing to pay $50,000 to be on this podcast. If it means that we're going to get some great clips, maybe $100,000, who knows? So they're not going to make any money from deals or Patreon or ads. All the money is going to be made from female founders.
That's true. And we know Gia can cut a check.
Just like our friend Austin He's not selling anything. He's just making people who want to be personal TikTok trainers pay them money instead.
Meghan Markle asking questions about, so you have a job? Oh, I've never had a job. I was an actress on a bad show, and then I married a prince. So I don't really know.
You grew up with money, with a good family. Wow, what was that like? Because I didn't really have all of those luxuries. Well,
it's cool that she keeps failing upwards, though. It's pretty amazing.
To bring it back to the original tweet I was referencing from Steven, he said, at this point, she is a durational performance artist doing meta commentary on the girl boss economy. Each project is a vaguer refraction of the one before. She is if Kim Kardashian is the Duchamp of Instagram femininity, Markle is the Marina Abramovich.
Wow.
And I would like to think that is all true, but I don't know if you'd really be failing up then.
I think that's
which I guess is Duchamp would be considered an artist who's failing up, right?
I mean, he did a wonderful job of intellectualizing this.
As he often does,
and I love it, and I will like that tweet if I haven't already.
So there's a chance that Markle is in fact ad busting from the inside out. The only way to really get things done is to infiltrate the system and destroy the machines from inside.
Exactly. Yeah, she's destroying the machines. No Snapcase. I think that,
which is what I keep telling myself that Grimes is doing right now.
I know. I don't think that's what she's doing. I don't think that's.
Does Grimes stands have a nickname?
Idiots, losers. Oh, wait. Destroy the machines is Earth Crisis. I'm sorry. I said Snapcase. That's a big foul on my part. I apologize.
We'll clean that up.
Yeah, Jesus. That's embarrassing.
I did not see any stan names.
That's too bad. I don't think there's any stands left.
Yeah, truly none. She sucks ass now. It's a bummer. I guess that's pretty much it. Are you going to get the new MacBook Air that's blue? I know a lot of our listeners are like, damn, is Chris going to do it or not?
No, I still don't care. I know I need a new computer, but mine works fine and I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad, but I mean, I'll get one eventually. But something usually needs to stop working for me to buy a new one.
You're not going to get the one that's the faintest blue, though.
No, of course not. No. Getting a colored computer is crazy. That is absolutely a cry for help.
What colors are acceptable? Is black considered a color?
They don't make that anymore.
Are you only allowed metal?
Yeah, you're only allowed metal. That's and the phone, you're only allowed black. I know you like to get a funky color, but I can't do that.
I'm sitting on rose gold right now like a bitch.
If you're a man, I'm saying. Women, you do whatever you want. Men, if your computer or phone has a color, we got questions.
Does your computer have color?
I only use a black and white word processor. That's how straight I am.
This ass whooping.
Come get it.
Bro, fellas, is it gay to have anything more technologically advanced, retinally speaking, than a simple Kindle?
It's a great question. How Long Gone? HowLongGone.com is the website. We're back next week with some podcasts. I'm looking forward to
Allegedly.
next week. We got a couple good ones.
I saw that we have a cool CNN news correspondent.
Yeah,
legendary.
Don't jinx that. Let's be careful. I feel like that's guys like that.
As far as I'm gonna go.
Switch up. Yeah, they switch up. They change up on them.
He's listening right now. Oop, I've said too much.
Yeah, right. He's listening. He's never heard. He doesn't know how to pronounce this. He doesn't know what we're talking about. All right, how long gone? I do know. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you soon.
Later.